Health this afternoon. You know, there have been several recent studies that have been done to assess the relationship between diet, exercise, and reproductive health. And joining us now is Dr. Millie Behera. She is the Associate Medical Director at the Fertility Treatment Center in Scottsdale. Nice to see you.
Thank you for having me.
Well, you know, when you're talking fertility, what % of population right now is using fertility to try to conceive?
In general, the statistics would show about 10% of the U.S. population requires help with conception, so are affected by fertility. But the number of couples who are accessing treatment or going through fertility treatment is on the rise.
Yeah. And yet, when you're talking about exercise and eating right, it doesn't matter if you're trying fertility treatments or not. It all comes down to some basic key things you're going to walk us through today, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So let's talk about diet first of all. Let's talk about exercise first of all.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get the bad stuff out of the way first.
Exactly.
So when it comes to exercise, what's important?
So it's important that, one, you recognize the benefits of exercise ahead of time. So fortunately, as a fertility specialist, I have the opportunity to meet with these couples before they conceive. Yeah. So oftentimes, if you're an active woman and you have a healthy physical activity routine, it's nice to be able to keep that routine all the way through pregnancy. And the studies are showing that exercise improves pregnancy outcomes, makes childbirth better, decreases your chances of back pain, as we were talking about earlier.
Right.
So some of those things can be improved by exercise. It's just a matter of knowing how much it's too much and which things are safe, because your body does change throughout pregnancy, obviously.
And good to know if you're going to try to get pregnant that if you don't have an exercise plan, get one in place before you become pregnant, so you're really strong and healthy as you go in. Okay.
We do usually try not to start a brand new exercise routine right after you get pregnant, but it's still possible to start with some light exercise along with your healthcare provider monitoring you closely.
Okay. Still a good idea to cut way back on the alcohol and to completely stop smoking and things like that as well, too. All pretty basic, right?
Exactly. Everything we know about smoking so far, you know, it's definitely the motivation to get you pregnant should help get you through having to quit smoking, and the negative effects are very clear cut. With alcohol, however, you know, the studies are still, there's no clear safe limit as to where alcohol may be acceptable during a pregnancy, so we usually advise you just to avoid it, because we do know that alcohol does have significant effects on the early aspects of embryo development.
Okay, and then we're almost out of time. Obviously, prenatal vitamins, huge.
Huge. Folic acid, it's your opportunity to get in there and be able to reverse some of the risks in pregnancy and decrease the risk of spinal defects.
And then as far as diet goes, what are some things you recommend there?
So some of the new studies are showing that the Mediterranean diet does have some advantages there. So you want to have more monounsaturated fats rather than trans fats, more plant-based protein rather than animal proteins, things like that. And we also advise women that now it's okay to have some whole fat milk products. So having a scoop of ice cream is actually okay, the real stuff, and it may even improve your fertility. So that's very good news.
I always thought a little quart of Ben & Jerry's did a body good.
Definitely.
Dr. Behera, thank you very much for being with us. We appreciate it. All right, we're back right after this.
Coming up Wednesday on Sonora and Living Live, we're taking you on a tour of places to go before and after the Phoenix Open. Plus,